some breaking news. Yeah, Grace Dent, who was due to take on tonight's trial, has withdrawn from I'm A Celebrity on medical grounds. So sending all our love to Grace, bless her. But let's move on to last night's show, where Josie and Nella were talking about the more traditional roles that the men have taken on in camp.
The men are supposed to go out, hunt, you know, get the wood, make the fire, whilst the women keep the vibes.
Yeah. It's given me faith in men again.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Because these, like, I mean...
Imagine if it was a bunch of men my age, they'd be like, why are we the only ones getting the wood, bruv? Why are we the only ones getting the water? Like, what, the girls can't put... These are real men.
No, Cole, this got you going, didn't it?
Oh, I was fuming.
Why?
Because I feel sorry for men. They don't know where they stand anymore. 1 minute was saying, we're all equal, everything should be equal, nobody should be opening doors for anyone, no one should be standing up for anyone. And now you've got, who I love, by the way, Josie and Nella, but you've got them in there going, these are real men, and I wish men were all like this. And I just thought, give men a break. Let them know what you want them to do. You know, I am quite old-fashioned. I always used to love it when, if I was on a train and it was full and a man would stand up and give me a seat, and I think, oh, my God, that's so lovely. And I know my boys would do that. Or opening a door or whatever. I was always, you know, I'm quite old-fashioned when it comes to that. But I realised then that, you know, women wanted equal rights in everything.
Yeah.
And so I've joined that club now.
You joined that club.
And I've tried not to moan about it. But then that happens, and I think even I'm confused, and I'm not a man, believe it or not.
How does it work? How does it work in your
Or am
house? Is it all...
My house. So my dad was very traditional. Like, my dad is a textbook gentleman, you know, always lets women walk through the door first. He would not sit down at a table until the girls were sat down. Brad, he is a gentleman. He's not as old-fashioned. I would occasionally be lugging, you know, something really heavy, and he's, like, 10 minutes in front of me, and I have to be like, hello, can I get a little help here? So he's a little bit more, not quite as up on it, but he's a gentleman other ways. But talking about what Coleen said, I do feel like men are a bit confused, not in general, but just, like, with these gender roles, because when I'm travelling, if anyone follows me on Instagram, was with my big, there's one, big suitcase, and the amount of times I genuinely am stuck on stairs, you know, using this massive suitcase, and, you know, guys my age will be like, oh, excuse me, and just jump over my suitcase. So I'm like, ugh. The only people that ever offer to help me are probably men, I'd say, above 50, and I do think that is... Some people would probably say...
Unfair.
Yeah, well, they'd probably say, well, they haven't been brought up right. But I think it's like Coleen said, they actually don't know. They think maybe that's going to annoy me. I think men are being told, don't help her because you might patronise her, or she might think you're coming on to her. And it's just always older guys that will offer. And I feel like, you know, younger men don't notice.
Well, my friend got screamed at for opening... My friend got screamed at for opening a door.
They say this, yeah.
Really?
Yes, she screamed at him. How dare you? You're saying I'm not capable. And a woman came up and went, no, he's just been brought up with manners and you should open the door for anyone.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, but he said he would never do it again.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't actually understand why somebody would scream at someone for opening the door just for common
She thought he was being
courtesy.
sexist.
I mean, you know, people need to just get a grip.
I know.
But I think it's... for myself, I've been brought up with loads of women just doing... stuff, just doing everything, and that's how I've kind of been the woman that just does everything. You know, if you're a single parent, I don't really think about the fact of whether it's a man's role or a woman's role. It's like sometimes I'm on air and I hear a couple of ladies say, "Oh, you should take the bins out." I'm like, I've been taking the bins out for years.
Yeah.
Is that not? I didn't know that was a thing, but I guess it is nice. I don't expect it from a man, but it's nice when they do it. And sometimes I've done for myself so much, I don't actually recognise when a man does it.
Well, in our house, Andy always takes out the bins. Because quite frankly, I'm not doing it. Right.